Welcome to the Coach Radner podcast. I'm Coach Radner, and today we have Jeremy Gishmak Herring.
Yeah.
Is in the house.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Great.
And I love watching all your videos. You go around town interviewing all these nice young people, especially nice young women, obviously. Is that just an excuse to talk to women?
No, it's not. It's just, I honestly just go and it's whoever approaches me.
You know what? It should be an excuse. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah, it works well.
So, you're single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super single.
Have you ever, when you talk to these young women, have you ever, asked them on a date, met them for coffee, anything like that?
Never once.
Never?
Never once.
You haven't taken advantage of the opportunity you have to go out there and do this?
No, for me, that's like my work, you know? I'm not gonna mix that with play.
But have you wanted to?
Maybe.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It's, I don't want someone to go out with me just because like I interviewed them or because like I'm an influencer.
Yeah. So how long have you been doing this interviewing for?
Well, I've had the account for 5 years. Over the last 2 years, I started interviewing people on the street.
Right. And first where? Not here in...
First in Toronto.
Okay.
And then over like 2 years ago, I was in college in Canada, my last year. And I would go to New York like a few times. So I would do interviewing on the street there. Right. And I would go to Crown Heights and all those videos would blow up because there's like all the yid in there in Crown Heights.
Yeah. So you brought that here to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so you said you had a date tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you meet this young lady?
Honestly, someone just sent me like a photo of her and I was like, well, yeah, she's cute.
Right. It's amazing. Yeah. And are your parents together?
Yes. Baruch Hashem.
Right. So it's amazing. Do you know how many people get divorced today? Like you have 100 marriages today?
It's 50%, I think.
If you get married today, there's a 50% chance of getting divorced. So if you have 100 marriages today, 50 of them are out the window.
Wow.
Do you know that?
I heard it but once before, like one of these Jewish dating things.
Right. And I don't mean to scare you, but I do mean to scare you. Of the ones that are not divorced, how many of them do you think are passionate, happy, loving relationships?
20%?
20% of the 50, that's 10 couples. You walk down the aisle, you're in love, and you think you're gonna have a passionate, loving relationship, you have a 1 in 10 shot.
Jeez. Not looking good.
It's no, but you don't have to be that statistic because most people have no idea what they're doing. Most people spend more time learning to get a driver's license, learning how to make videos, than what it means to be in a passionate, loving relationship. So, like, you're gonna go on a first date today, and people always ask me, like, how do you know your first date's successful? Like, how are you gonna know? What's gonna be your clue to know that if I go on a date with this young lady tonight, it was a successful date?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, do you have any idea?
I feel like it's just a feeling. Like it feels natural.
One thing that I tell the young ladies is that do you feel safe, right? Do you feel seen? Which means, do you feel like that you want to talk to them again? Do you feel like they heard you? That's the most important thing. I used to date in my early 20s, and I wasn't observant then, and I couldn't get a second date. And I said to my best friend, "How come I can't get a second date?" And he said, "Stop talking and just listen." And that's my advice to you.
Okay.
Most young men think that they have to go out there and lead the conversation, which you have to sometimes. Obviously, they're quiet. But really, what they want is a guy that listens to them. Do you know that?
I feel like it makes sense.
Yeah, but the problem is, it makes sense to you, but you have to put it into action.
Yeah, I think I'm a good listener.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like in my videos, I kind of talk a lot and like I kind of play a bit of a character, but in real life, I'm sort of chill.
Right.
You know?
Right. So you have to listen to them, engage with them. So like not their conversation goes in one ear out the other, that you internalize it, understand it, and respond to what they're saying. And they're going to love you. I'm telling you, the most important thing is for you tonight is that you should be listening to the person that you're in front of.
Okay.
And she's, no matter what you look like, she's going to be like, ha, 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 ha. Right? Because what they want, I ask these young ladies in my classes all the time, you have a choice. You go with a guy who's 6'2", good looking, big muscles, but doesn't understand you, doesn't listen to you, doesn't engage you, doesn't understand your jokes. Right? You're a comedian a little bit, right?
I guess, yeah. I just have fun.
Well, you do it naturally. It's not like you're telling jokes, right? Or you have a choice to go with a guy who's 5'6", 20 pounds overweight, but understands you, listens to you, engages with you. Which one would you rather go out with? What do they say?
They probably say the one who listens.
They sometimes say somewhere in the middle. Because unfortunately, the short guys, we're discriminated against. You know that?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, a woman can ask how tall you are.
And it's like also, I guess it's also kind of like weight. Like, you can't ask a woman how much she weighs.
No, you can't do that, right?
Yeah. Does height play? Can you ask a woman how tall they are?
You can ask a woman how tall they are. I guess I don't think that's really much of an issue. Yeah. It's the weight that's an issue. So tell me how you got into all this filming on the street.
Basically, like my whole life, I loved making videos. Even when I was little, I would used to make videos around my house. At school, in high school, I was involved in the student council, and like I would just make videos where I would just ask people questions on the hallway of the school. Like I did this one video. It was during exam time, and I would just go around and I would ask people how stressed they were, And then before winter break, I did a video like, where are you going for the winter break? And then, over time, it kind of evolved into me making this account, Gishmak Herring. Pretty much I went to yeshiva in Israel, at Yeshivat Ashrenu for a year. And then it was the COVID year. So it was 2019. I had to leave early. And then I started college and like everything was online.
Sure.
There was nothing to do. So I started this Instagram account, Gishmak Herring, and I just basically started posting Divrei Torah, videos of myself saying Divrei Torah. And then these Chabad Shluchim came from like this random town in Ontario, and they brought herring. And we did a video where we reviewed the herring, and like we spoke about the herring, we spoke about each other.
So funny.
And then my friends were like, keep doing these herring reviews. So I did these herring reviews, and over time, like I got more followers, and then different people came on the show, some bigger people. And then I got all this new equipment, and I started just doing interviews in the street.
That's great. Have you thought about just doing reviews on food on the street?
Not just that, like I want to do everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, food's a big thing. Like it's not, if you focus, people love food.
Yeah.
And they love videos of food. So I'm just curious if you thought about like going around to different, these in the shuk, different restaurants, and just did videos of.
Yeah.
You might.
Well, the other day, me and my friends went to the sushi place and invited us to go, Saga Sushi in Yerushalayim. It's brilliant.
Okay.
Best sushi I've ever had in Israel.
All right. Where is that?
It's just kind of the Iria light rail stop. It's like right there.
Oh, I know where it is.
Right across the street from Mojo's.
So you started interviewing and doing these interviews, and is this now like your passion to do interviews on the street?
I just like, I don't know, I love making videos in general, but the interviews in the street, it's great content. People love it, and I can meet people that way, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But I also do other stuff, and mostly before I was in the army, like I was a lot more of a content creator. I would keep up with the trends, and like I would do something different every day. Me and my friends would travel places. But since I started basic training, I really haven't had any time to do that. So when I get off, I go to the shuk, because like I like to go out in the shuk. It's fun.
What day do you like to go on the show?
What honestly depends when I get out from the army. Ideally, it's Thursday night. Thursday night, Friday to film is great. Sometimes the balagan. Friday morning is also great in the shuk.
Sure.
Erev Shabbos, the vibes are immaculate.
Right.
And yeah, those are the best times. What was the question you just asked me?
Has anyone offered you any to do videos for offered you free stuff for like hotel stays or anything like that?
Hotel. Yeah, one time we stayed at a place in Sfat because we went to go film there, promote their hotel.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. I've gotten lots of free stuff, like since I started Gishmak Herring, tons of free stuff.
Yeah.
Tons, yeah, a lot of clothes. There came a point where I could stop like buying clothes because I would just get Jewish themed clothes.
Oh, because they want you to wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was amazing.
Yeah. Do you do it, bring it with you when you film?
Yeah. So right now it's my friend Shaya, who you know. He's here in Israel, holding down the fort. But when I started, it was with me and my friend Avi, right. And he would be my videographer, and he would travel all over with me. We actually we were talking about Washington D.C.
Oh.
You're from there. We went there, and after October 7th, there was like a big rally.
Yeah, there was. Yeah.
So me and Avi went there. We just took off school. We just took a day off from school, got flights to Washington, and we spent filming the whole day.
How was that?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More Maryland, Virginia people than having here in Jerusalem. Obviously, it's people from all over the world. Mm-hmm. Do you have a list of questions that you asked before you go out there?
No, it honestly whatever comes to my mind.
Really?
There's some like classics, like there's obviously when is a Mashiach coming? You get some crazy answers from that.
Right.
Sometimes like I throw them off and I ask them if they think the Mashiach will like herring. One time
I assume yes. I'm gonna make something yes.
I assume yes also. But one time like when I just made Aliyah, I asked these two guys in the hotel, and like they weren't like the friendliest. They were Arsim, and I didn't really know. I wasn't. Like,
they were what?
They were Arsim, like these Israelis that they don't like smile a lot. They're kind of short-tempered, pretty like spiritual and religious. So I went up to them at the hotel, and it was just after I made Aliyah. I wasn't so familiar with Israeli culture, and I was like, I think the Mashiach's gonna like herring. And they were like, "You making fun of us? Like, are you messing with us?" Like, I thought he was gonna hit me, and I was like, "No, like I don't know Hebrew. I'm just an Oleh Chadash."
So the herring thing started because Chabad came in, and it's funny because like I know when I lived in Maryland, I used to eat herring, and I got tired of it because we only had Costco herring. That's all we had. Ooh. The one kind of the white in the white wine sauce, and there was with onions, and there was no choices. You come here to Jerusalem. And I mean, like, you get so many choices of herring here. Yeah. And it's delicious.
There's a whole sea of herring out there.
It's herring. And they have people make different kinds, and you have with onions, and some with salmon, and some with different fish and tuna. There's tuna herring also. Yeah. And have you ever thought about like throwing a herring party?
Yeah, well, we've sponsored kiddishes at shuls.
Right.
And different, like back when we were in Toronto, there were different kiddish clubs. They would just host me and my friends to come, and they would have tons of herring. And anytime I kind of go to an event or somewhere, I usually bring herring or they'll get herring, and so it's always like a herring party.
Yeah. Do you think women don't enjoy it as much as men?
If they do, if they say that, they're lying. I mean, like my mom and 2 sisters, they love herring.
They do.
Yeah, of course, my whole family loves herring. Even my cousins, even the women cousins.
Yeah.
Everyone loves herring.
Now, is that a Jewish food or is that just a Eastern European food?
I think it's just an Eastern European food.
Right.
Yeah, it's because the herring fish is from like the North Sea, so all those Europeans they eat it. It's actually called the bread of the ocean because it's so abundant.
Now, how did herring come to be? Like, how did someone start making herring?
I guess Hashem made it on like the 4th day or whatever.
Who got obviously fish, but like herring is just not fish. It's not like teriyaki salmon, and it's not like sushi. Yeah. So it's made through
It's just the herring fish.
Vinegar.
Yeah, so you can prepare it in vinegar. You can also just put it in oil, sometimes pickled. It's all different types.
Vinegar is considered cooking.
Yeah, and pickling, right?
Yeah, so like on Shabbos, you can't just put vinegar on vegetables because it's considered cooking. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah. And if you wanna salting the same thing. When you salt, like herring obviously is very salty too. You can't just salt raw vegetables on Shabbos because it's considered like cooking. You can put oil in it first, like olive oil, and then you can put salt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll remember that when I learned to cook.
Yeah. And oh my gosh, laws for Shabbos cooking are so in depth, so deep that you can never learn them all. I don't think. It's almost.
That's part of the beauty of it, though, because there's always like
keep learning.
There's always more to learn.
Yeah, it's crazy. I just learned a whole thing about. I like to know. For me personally, I like to know the reason why I do everything. I like to have clarity. Like I want to ask you a clarity question. You're going out doing all these interviews, and it's fun. But what's your main purpose for this?
My main purpose is to entertain people.
Right.
To like make them enjoy their lives more. Open their phone and see something that's holy and like makes them laugh.
So Jeremy, what's your plans for the future?
Well, whenever people ask me that, like I just want to say bring Mashiach, because that's like the overall goal.
So how are you gonna do that?
Hopefully just by making Yidden proud. Proud of their heritage.
I'm being honest with you. Because if we want to do something in life, we want to, bring God down to the world. We want to bring Mashiach. We want to make the world, world peace. How can we, as an individual person, do that? What is something that we have to do in order for Mashiach to have world peace, for there to be peace in the world? How do we do that? What's the step? It's not just making people happy. Mm-hmm. It's not making people proud, because really proud is just an eternal feeling. I call it like singing the proud line. It doesn't do anything. Yeah. I can be proud about being a Jew. I can be proud about being Israeli. I can be proud about being an American, whatever. But if I do nothing about it, it does no good. Right? So how do you take that from a feeling into actual action?
So I think like from my videos, people see my videos and they're like, oh, wow, being a Jew is so cool. And then they can learn more about being a Jew, and like they could step into their identity as a Jew, and then come to Israel and then do mitzvot. Right. And bang.
So the idea is that usually when one mitzvah leads to another mitzvah, that's the idea. And I teach my kids all the time, really, is that it's your job to inspire, to change the world, not the world change you. So I personally believe that giving to others is one of our purposes in life. Mm-hmm. And obviously you're giving, when you're interviewing people, you're inspiring them, obviously, to do better, become better people, and and obviously be proud. But what's an action item that you're going to do as you age? Because you're still kind of young, right? Mm-hmm. You still have a whole life in front of you. What's an action item you're going to do to help change the world?
Well, my end goal is I want to have a podcast one day. That's great. Like in Yerushalayim. Yeah. And
you can do it right now, It's not so hard.
I guess, but I don't have so much time because I'm in the army. So it's like I don't think I can start a podcast yet. But I think after the army, I want to go on tour also. Yeah. Like North America, camp tour, summer camp tour. Right. Just like meet all the Yidden.
Like a Charlie Kirk?
Like I don't know, like I guess so. Someone. Anything. I don't want to be like that kind of asking stuff and being provocative and whatever. Like I just want to go and fire up the Yidden like wherever I can. Right. But shout out to Charlie Kirk. Quick side note. You know what Sha'atash is in the army? No. So pretty much in training, every day you get an hour called Sha'atash, when you basically like have your phone and the rules are off. And it was nuts. We were at like some random place. We were in this place called Mini Gaza. It's like a little replica of Gaza. Mm-hmm. And during Sha'atash, Charlie Kirk died.
Oh no.
It was insane. It was horrible. So sad. Yeah, especially because since like we started the army, we would never know live events as they happened because we didn't have our phones. Except for this one time, we had our phones when Charlie Kirk died in Sha'atash.
Now, I never heard the final thing. He had a bulletproof vest on, didn't he?
Maybe, but he was hit in the neck.
I heard it hit the vest and bounced up to the neck. I don't know.
Maybe it's a conspiracy. Who knows? Some people say the Earth is flat.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Jews always knew for thousands of years that the earth wasn't flat. You know how they knew that?
How do we know?
Shabbos times.
Huh.
Because if you go exactly north,
Yeah.
the sun rises earlier than it does the closer to the equator because the earth is round. So the sun comes up earlier. If you go directly north, let's say from here in Israel all the way to, let's say, Georgia, this country, Georgia, the sun's going to rise earlier there than it does here. It's the exact same longitude or latitude. I don't know what the difference is because the earth is round. So we knew that.
We figured it out.
Yeah. And if it was flat, it'd be the exact same time.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah. There was a bit where I used to think the Earth was flat, like when I was younger.
Yeah. You did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But we don't know. I believe in Santa Claus, right? Yeah. But you're little. You're very gullible.
Can we talk about Cupid? Like, because Cupid is like the symbol of love or whatever. Yes, is there anything like that in Judaism?
I don't think there is. I don't. Cupid is the idea. I don't know where that comes from. I guess it comes from ancient Greek and mythology, where he shoots you an arrow and you fall in love with somebody. Yeah. And love is a choice. I mean, obviously, you just don't fall in love. Not really. When Cupid hits you in the tush, that's called infatuation, right? Because how do you love someone after meeting them one or two times? It's really infatuation. You love the way you make you feel. Infatuation is a momentary desire in the brain that someone has something you want, and people confuse the words love and infatuation. And I'm going to give you some advice. Okay. When you go into the dating world, you're gonna, think you're in love, or you might be in love, right? But you better define the word love and marriage with the person that you're going to marry, which means you better have a common definition of those words before you go into a relationship. Because if you don't, you might have a hard time. And most people can't define those words. Like you use the word love, right? We use the word love for many things. You love interviewing people. You love herring, right? You might love your dog. You might love your sister and your parents, and you might love your wife in your future. But that word love gets completely abused because it's the same exact word. And I mean, you're from Canada. In northern Canada, the Inuit had 50 words for the word snow.
Really?
Yes, because there's 50 different kinds of snow. There's thick snow, there's wet snow, there's slippery snow. And we have this one word for love, and it gets completely abused, and this is why there's so many bad relationships. They don't understand what it really is.
What's like the official age limits that you're allowed to go? Like how old this guy can be, the girl can be? Like how old is too much of an age? Yeah, like how much is too much?
I think that the older you are, the wider that can be, obviously. Really? So someone how old are you?
I'm 24.
You're 24. So you're not going to date it'd be weird if you dated a woman who was 17 years old. So,
I agree.
But if you were, that's what, a 7-year difference. But if you were 30 and she's 23,
that plays.
It's fine. And I think that the older you are, that wider.
So right now for me, you'd say the cutoff is 18 and up.
I think the cutoff is 18. The problem with 18, you're just still a little bit immature. And you've lived, so much happens between your 18 and 24 that you really need someone in your 20s.
Okay. Well, I feel like this can help like a lot of people watching. You're like the official love coach.
I don't want to be official. I like clarity.
Yeah.
I like clarity. And when you see a guy who's 40 dating a girl who's 21 years old, it's that doesn't work out very well. Yeah. It's not basically coming from low self-esteem. He's supposed to have a pretty girl in his arm.
Maybe he has a lot of money.
And he has a lot of money, right? And that's not going to lead to a passionate, loving relationship for a lifetime, which I want to build. And I want for you also. Because if we all have loving relationships and we all make the world a better place, we're going to fulfill what your shirt says. We'll bring Mashiach.
Amen.
Yeah, I want to thank you for being on my podcast. It's been great.
Thank you for having me on.
You keep going, doing what you're doing in this world, make everyone happy, bring joy to the world, and maybe you will bring Mashiach.
Amen.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Coach Ratner podcast. I'm Coach Ratner. This is Jeremy, my guest today from Gishmak Herring, and we'll see you next time.